Okay, so ever get totally tongue-tied trying to like haggle, snag a deal on a souvenir, or like even just asking for a different size in a store without just sounding like a robot.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Today, we are going to deep dive into a YouTube script that is all about conquering shopping.
Ooh.
In English, no matter what level you're at.
I love this.
So cool.
Yeah.
So what's really cool about this script is it breaks it down based on how comfortable you are with English.
I like that. It's like levels.
It's like leveling up in a video game.
Yes. Like a language learning game. I love that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we've got scenarios for everything from snagging a deal at a local market to politely asking for a receipt at the grocery store.
Okay.
But first, like, you got to know the terms.
Of course. Yeah.
Right.
You have to.
So let's say you're at a bustling market. You see an amazing scarf.
Oh.
Like, you're the customer. The person selling the scarf is the vendor.
Yes.
And that little tag, that's the price tag.
Price tag, yeah. See, it's basic terms, but super important to know, to navigate any shopping situation.
Exactly. And even knowing those words right just helps you feel more confident.
Yes, 100%.
Which is key when you're shopping in a different language.
Absolutely.
But the script doesn't stop there. It also gives you those essential post-purchase words like receipt, discount, and exchange.
Oh, that's smart.
Right.
Because if you need to return something or ask for a price reduction, it's like having these words in your back pocket.
It's like a secret weapon for any shopping adventure.
Exactly.
So we've got our shopping vocabulary down. Now let's put it into action. The script kicks off with a beginner-level scenario, conquering the clothing store.
Ooh, fun.
Right. And it's all about those simple yet powerful phrases like, do you have this in a smaller size?
Oh, yeah.
Or how much is this? Like, these are the phrases that can make you feel like you can actually handle shopping in English.
Yes, and make you feel confident.
It's funny how even those basic phrases can be so empowering.
They are.
It's like you're finally able to express yourself and get what you need.
Exactly.
But what's really interesting is that sometimes, even with these seemingly straightforward phrases,
yes,
things can get lost in translation.
100%. That's so true. And it's really important to remember that while the phrases themselves are simple, like the way they're delivered in the context can change their meaning.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So for example, how much is this? Can come off as abrupt or even rude if you're not careful with your tone and body language.
Oh, totally. That's a great point. It's not just about knowing the words. It's about using them in a way that's appropriate for the situation and the culture.
Exactly.
So even at the beginner level, there are these subtle nuances that can really trip you up.
Yes.
And the script actually touches on that a bit.
I love that. Okay, so as you progress to the intermediate level, the script introduces phrases that require a deeper understanding of grammar and cultural context.
Okay.
Let's take the grocery run scenario. Okay, it has phrases for asking about quantities like, how much are these apples? And I'll take 2 pounds, please.
That's so useful.
Right.
Because figuring out quantities can be tricky, especially with different measurement systems.
Yeah, for sure.
And just the various ways we buy things, like produce and stuff. So it's those little details that can really make a difference in feeling confident.
Absolutely. And it's not just about the words themselves. It's about understanding the cultural norms around buying certain products. For example, in some cultures, it's perfectly acceptable to touch and inspect produce before buying it,
right,
while in others it's considered rude.
Yeah, that's so interesting. It's those unspoken rules that can be really hard to navigate when you're in a new environment.
It's true.
But this script helps you avoid those awkward moments by giving you the language and the cultural awareness you need.
I love that.
I especially love how it delves into asking for locations.
Yeah.
Like, where can I find the dairy section?
Yes.
Things like that.
And knowing how to ask for what you need and where to find it is such a key part of feeling comfortable in a store. It gives you a sense of control and independence.
For sure. And as you get more comfortable with the language and the cultural context, you can start to level up your shopping game even further. Which brings us to the advanced level, the art of bargaining.
Woo! Bargaining.
Right.
This is where things get really interesting because it's such a culturally dependent skill. In some cultures, it's expected and even enjoyed, while in others, it can be considered offensive.
Oh, yeah.
It really depends.
It's almost like a dance. figuring out how to navigate those unspoken rules and expectations.
Yeah.
And the script does a great job of highlighting those cultural nuances, which could be super helpful for learners.
It really is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It provides those key phrases like, what's your best price for this? Or can you give me a discount? But it also emphasizes the importance of being polite and respectful throughout the bargaining process.
Yeah, it's about finding that sweet spot
Right.
between being assertive
Yeah.
and maintaining a positive relationship with the vendor.
Yes, exactly.
But it's not always easy, especially when you're dealing with language and cultural barriers.
It's true. That's where the script's insights into cultural differences and negotiation tactics really come in handy. It helps you understand the subtleties of communication and avoid those potential faux pas.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally. It's so important.
Like, for example, the script mentions that in some cultures, like Morocco, bargaining is almost like a ritual.
Oh, yeah.
It's a way to kind of like build rapport and like have a little fun with the vendor.
It is. It's like a playful back and forth where like both parties know they're not going to take the first offer seriously.
Right.
It's about finding that middle ground where everyone feels like they got a fair deal.
Whereas in other cultures, like Japan,
Yeah,
fixed prices are the norm and haggling can be seen as kind of disrespectful.
totally. Yeah, it can be. Yeah.
So knowing those cultural differences can really make or break your shopping experience. Oh, yeah, for sure. It's those little cultural insights that can save you from a lot of awkwardness and help you connect with people on a deeper level. And this script is packed with those kinds of nuggets.
It even provides a sample dialogue to illustrate how to use those bargaining phrases in a real-life situation. It's like having a cheat sheet
Yes.
for navigating those tricky negotiations. But even with all the right phrases and cultural know-how, the script acknowledges that we're all human
Of course.
and mistakes happen.
Mistakes happen all the time. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Even the most experienced shoppers have those oops moments. The script highlights a few common mistakes to help you avoid those pitfalls.
Like forgetting to ask about the return policy,
Oh, yes.
which can be a real headache if you need to exchange or return something later on.
Oh, for sure. Especially if there's a language barrier involved. It's always best to clarify those details up front, even if it feels a bit awkward. Better to be safe than sorry, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
And another mistake the script mentions is being too aggressive when bargaining. You know, it's a delicate balance.
Yes.
Finding that line between being assertive and coming across as rude or disrespectful.
Yeah. And remember, bargaining is about building a relationship, not winning a battle. A little bit of humor and humility can go a long way in those interactions. Think of it like this. Would you rather buy something from someone who made you feel pressured or someone who made you feel respected?
Definitely the latter. It's about creating a positive experience for everyone involved.
Right.
And that brings us to the last mistake the script highlights, not checking the price tag.
Oh, yeah.
It seems obvious.
Yes.
But it's easy to get caught up in the excitement of shopping and make assumptions.
Right. Especially when you're in a new environment with unfamiliar currency or pricing systems. Always double check that price tag to avoid any surprises at the checkout. It's a simple habit that can save you a lot of hassle in the long run.
Absolutely. And speaking of helpful habits, the script also offers some bonus tips for shopping success.
Oh, nice.
It emphasizes the importance of practicing numbers, which might seem basic, but can be super helpful in a shopping context.
Oh, totally. Being comfortable with numbers, especially when it comes to prices and quantities, can make the whole shopping experience much smoother.
Right, because fumbling with numbers can add to that feeling of being overwhelmed or unsure of yourself.
Yeah.
And the script also encourages you to ask questions, which I love.
Oh.
It's all about taking charge of the interaction
Yes.
and making sure you understand everything clearly.
Don't be afraid to clarify anything you're unsure about, whether it's the price, the size, the material, or even something as simple as the location of a specific item. Remember, shop assistants are there to help you.
And most of them are happy to answer your questions, even if you're still learning the language.
Oh, for sure.
It's all part of that cultural exchange.
Yes, it's true.
And last but not least, the script stresses the importance of staying polite throughout your shopping experience. Those simple pleases and thank yous can make a world of difference.
They really can. It shows respect, creates a positive atmosphere, and can even lead to better service or unexpected discounts. It's amazing how those small gestures can have such a big impact.
It's like a little secret weapon for building rapport and creating a more enjoyable experience for everyone involved. So we've covered a lot of ground today, from the nitty-gritty of vocabulary and phrases to the subtle art of navigating cultural differences and avoiding common mistakes.
We've explored the learner's journey from those hesitant first steps to confidently bargaining like a pro. But what I find most fascinating is how this script goes beyond just teaching the mechanics of shopping in English. It's like it unlocks a whole new level of confidence and connection. It gives you the tools to not only navigate those transactions, but to actually engage with the culture and the people around you.
And that can be such an empowering feeling. It's like you're finally able to express yourself and experience the world in a whole new way.
Exactly. And that feeling of independence and accomplishment, it ripples out into other areas of your life as well. It's like a domino effect of confidence.
So, as we wrap up our deep dive into this amazing script, what's the key takeaway for our listener? What's the one thing we want them to remember?
I think the biggest takeaway is that shopping in English doesn't have to be a daunting task. With a little preparation and the right mindset, it can be an enjoyable and enriching experience.
You know what's really interesting about all of this?
Right.
The script focuses on like shopping in stores.
Yeah.
But these skills, like this confidence you're building,
Right.
it's applicable in so many other situations.
Oh, that's so true. Like, think about it. Ordering food at a restaurant, booking a hotel room, even just asking for directions. Those are all transactions in a way.
Exactly. You're using language
Right.
to communicate your needs
Yes.
and navigate a new environment.
100%.
And the strategies we've been talking about, the vocabulary,
Yeah.
the cultural awareness,
Yeah.
the confidence,
Like, totally.
they all transfer over.
They do. It's like you're developing a toolbox of communication skills that you can apply in all sorts of real-world situations.
And the more you practice, the more comfortable and confident you become.
So if you're listening to this and you're thinking, okay, this is great for shopping, but what about other areas of my life?
Yeah.
Well, here's a little thought experiment for you.
Okay.
Think about a time you felt intimidated or unsure of yourself because of a language barrier.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it was like trying to order something specific at a cafe or asking for help at a train station.
Yes, totally.
Now imagine approaching that same situation
Okay.
with the same level of confidence and preparation
Yeah.
that you would bring to a shopping trip.
Right.
You've got your key phrases, you're aware of the cultural context,
Yeah.
and you're ready to engage in a friendly and respectful way.
Totally.
What would that feel like?
Right.
How would that change the interaction?
I think it would change it dramatically.
I bet you'd be surprised by how much smoother and more enjoyable the whole experience could be. It's all about shifting your perspective and realizing that language learning isn't just about memorizing words and grammar rules. It's about empowering yourself to connect with the world around you in a meaningful way.
So to wrap up our deep dive into shopping like a pro in English, here's our challenge to you.
Okay, I love a challenge.
Take what you've learned today, those phrases, those cultural insights, and that newfound confidence, and put them into practice.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to strike up a conversation, ask for what you need, and even try your hand at a little friendly bargaining.
A little bargaining, yes.
Remember, every interaction is an opportunity to learn and grow.
It is.
And who knows, you might just surprise yourself with what you're capable of.
That's so true.
Happy shopping, everyone.
Happy shopping.
And happy communicating.
Yes.